So, I've had a lot of people in my DMs asking questions. So I said, I'm going to do a Q&A because I can't answer everybody's questions and I don't want anyone to feel like I'm not a responder. I'm getting text messages, I'm sorry. So, hello. Today is Saturday, June 5th. And it's about, I don't have my watch on. I think it's like 1 o'clock. But anyway, I think it's like 1 o'clock California time. So, what's the questions? What are the questions? I have a lot of people in my DMs asking questions, so this is the perfect time for a Q&A. Hi, New York. Hi, Mississippi. Hey, okay, I want to Q&As. Here's your opportunity to ask all the questions you guys want to. What's Fresh doing? Okay, other than what is Fresh doing right now? Right now, Fresh is upstairs in his room getting dressed to go to the beach. Do I need help with anything? Is Fresh toast after surgery? What is that? I don't understand, Stacy Smith. I need a lot of stuff, but assistance really with health care. We still don't have we still don't have physical therapists. We still don't have an occupational therapist. We still don't have anything. You guys know that story all right there. So other than that, yeah, I need prayer. That's what we need. We need prayer. We do still have the Slutty Potato truck. However, in California, food trucks are really popular, and it's not hard to get a lease of a food truck. You're going to pay about $7,000 a month. So it doesn't make sense, and we can't afford to still operate the food truck or still have the food truck and be home to take care of Fresh. Like, it's impossible. He has to have 24 hours, 7-day-a-week care. And I'm his primary caregiver. Yes, my husband helps a lot. But however, like his medication and checking the blood pressure and his vitals and things like that, they have to be done like 4 times a day. So I'm doing those, and I can't do that and operate the truck. Someone asked me, can we just take him? I'm going to go back to some of the questions. Can we just take him back home for better medical care? At this point, no. And it's almost like you get a new car. So you get a new car, you got a new Benz, and it's running fine. It's operating, to how it's supposed to operate, and then you have a wreck. And once you have a wreck, so they may say like the head's cracked or something. Once you take that car to that first mechanic, and that first mechanic starts to work on that car, nobody's gonna want to go behind that mechanic if they did a major job. And that's how it is with Fresh's surgery. The doctor that did his brain surgery, like, no one else wants to deal with a case this severe, because that doctor knows this case just like your mechanic would know your car. So no, it's really not an option right now, because the entire medical team that saved his life is here. And then this is where Fresh has called home for the last few years, so I just think it's going to be a long and tough road, but what I'm saying, we're gonna ride it. We've been riding it. Next question, let's see. When are we moving back to ATL? I don't know. I don't see me moving back to ATL. I don't. If I'm here for the next 2 or 3 years, I'll be grounded here for the next 2 or 3 years. I will, as soon as Fresh is able for me to have a income, I will get back in the field. Artist management is my background, so there are a lot of artists out here in California. I may, co-manage Fresh. He has managers. I don't know, but I don't think I'll go back to Atlanta because, this is the hub. I think I love Atlanta, don't get me wrong, but I just think like I wouldn't have never moved here without it being a situation like that, because I've never really liked Cali like that. But I've grown to really, really, really appreciate and really, really like Cali at this point. Let's see. Apply for SSD. Okay, so Social Security Disability and SSI, Social Security Income, I understand that they're two different things. We've applied for everything. We've applied for everything, and we have yet to receive nothing. Like, everything is still pending. We're business owners. We've both applied for the PPP, and we have not received anything. There's no reason for me to lie. So many people are being funded that some have businesses and some don't. I don't know what the delay is. I don't know. Everything just still shows pending. The hospital applied for SSI or SSD when he went in. But I just feel like a lot of stuff was dropped. A lot of balls were dropped when it came to Fresh, because once again, mind you, they really didn't anticipate Fresh surviving more than 10 days. They gave him 10 days and 22% chance of survival. So it's just like someone filled out this paperwork and they gave it to someone else, and that didn't get done because they really was not expected for him to survive. It's all I see it. Social Security Income says he hasn't worked long enough. Well, mind you, when the accident happened, Fresh was 20. So this was like 18 months after high school graduation. And that time he was DJing. How much do you think a child is going to make in 18 months to say he's not eligible for SSD or SSI? And the other one, we applied, but they said we couldn't apply until he was released from the hospital. And he'd been in the hospital for almost 8 months. So I don't know. It's next question. That's all I can tell you. Okay, so insurance. Okay, Cheryl Flagler, you're right. I shouldn't. Insurance. So we have Blue Cross Blue Shield. Now, in the South, Blue Cross Blue Shield is an amazing insurance. Up here, Blue Cross Blue Shield is garbage. The only thing that Blue Cross Blue Shield did was help us get him out of the one nursing facility that the hospital sent him to that we totally hated. Not going to name drop, but they helped me get out of there and get to the last hospital, which was Riverside Community, who ultimately sent him to the rehab, who ultimately sent him home. But our insurance, it holds no weight here. They have their own insurance for the state, which is an amazing insurance. So my insurance was primary, Blue Cross Blue Shield was primary, and the other insurance was secondary, which means Blue Cross is going to take precedence over everything else. They're going to pay more, and a lot of people say, well, we don't take Blue Cross. So that just leaves us out of everything. Home health care, a lot of the agencies here we haven't found any agency to accept Blue Cross. So everybody kept saying, drop him from your insurance, which I did, effective June 1st. And I called June 1st to make sure it was dropped. Blue Cross Blue Shield shows it is, but the Medi-Cal here doesn't. And I couldn't make an appointment. So I have to get on the phone for another 2 hours every day next week until I can figure out what now, because everybody's saying, oh, you shouldn't have done that. I don't even know. But I'm not going to even dwell on that, and I got to move on to the next question. Oh, okay, Melody Morgan. No, Fresh does not remember. She asked, does Fresh remember the accident before the accident? He does not remember the accident. He does not remember a lot of things 12 to 18 months prior to the accident. So like the last couple of years is really, really foggy for him. Certain people he's met within the last couple of years that had a very strong impact on him, he remembers, like, you know, his roommates and like that. He does not remember like having a house here. He doesn't remember having a car here. He doesn't remember the accident. He doesn't remember. His last memory was basically like they were on tour, you know. The group was still together. They were strong. But since then, a couple of years has passed. Everyone has sort of, you know, started to, you know, branch out and go their own ways and look for their own identities instead of being identified as a group. But yep, next question. Roberta Roberts says, do the driver check on him? I can't discuss that. The answer is no. Never ever heard or spoke to the driver. And anything else pertaining to that, I'm really not at liberty to discuss because I don't know. But we have hired attorneys. Can we do a video of how Fresh got this way? Yes, I'm actually, my new page is One Fresh Mom on Facebook, right here, One Fresh Mom. Someone put One Fresh Mom, at One Fresh Mom, my new page, so I can pin it. So that's my new page, and I'm starting Fresh's story. So it starts, you start from the bottom and scroll up, and you'll see like Fresh when he was a baby. I think right now I'm at maybe like age 10, and by the end of the week he'll be a teenager as I'm telling the story. But yeah, he was hit by a car while riding his dirt bike in Moville, California. Okay, next question. No, no, I have not spoken with the driver. Again, someone's asking. Kayla Welch. Are you in California, Kayla? She says she's willing to assist. She's an in-home caregiver. Maxine Sharp. She said, it looks like I've been crying. You know what, Maxine? Honestly speaking, yes, I this is emotional. You know, this is difficult. This is unimaginable. You guys, you know, read the story and then go on with your lives. You know, I tell the story and continue to live it every day. You know, just imagine you going through this. Not only imagine you going through this, but imagine you going through this thousands of miles away from home when it's really not cheap for your family to come and stay for, you know, 3 or 4 days. Because Fresh is 21 years old. You know, he was living an amazing life out here, and all of that stopped. Yes, he remembers a lot of things. He remembers being very independent, and that's a problem right now because he's so independent. He doesn't like to have me wipe his mouth, like stuff like that. He didn't really like when he was little. You know, he wanted to wipe his own mouth when, you know, he was like 2 years old. He's just always been very, very independent. So this being not really independent, and then having such a small group of friends here in California. See, in the industry, your friend group is huge, but it's small at the same time when it comes to being in a certain area. As long as he's in Cali and he's bouncing around, he's got a ton of friends because everyone's flying in, they're meeting up at the studio, so he's always interacting with different friends. But when those friends fly back to back to the South or wherever they from, due to COVID, he feels like, look, I really have nobody. You know, he has roommates here, but as a 21-year-old, you know, you want to see people every day. You know, you need that, not just FaceTime. You want somebody to come and sit. If we were in Georgia, he would have roommates. We would really have to he would have classmates and, you know, family and everyone dropping in all the time. We would have to make a schedule for people to come. But now, being so far away and having family here like 3 or 4 days, you know, every 2 or 3 months, that's hard. It's really hard for he and, you know, us too, because who wants to just see their parents every day? Yeah, we understand what he's going through, but still, in his mental, that takes a toll. You know, it really takes a toll. So that's why I try to tell him to, you know, yeah. And then looking at social media, it makes him feel down sometimes too, because everybody's still going on with their life, doing what he really want to be doing right now, and just really, it's really hard for him to really understand and take a grasp on understanding. Because I still have to constantly remind him, look, you're here for a reason. You know, and I'm so happy that you're here. I may be frustrated with this situation sometime, but I'm never frustrated with you. You know, I'm so blessed to have you here. Some parents don't have this opportunity to spend with their child in any state. You know, some kids that went through this didn't make it. So be humble and we thank God, you know, every day and all day long that God slowed you down and didn't stop you. You know, so I just have to try to stay positive. Even when I'm feeling my worst, I can't. You know, I can't have a pity party for myself. I can't be like, oh, your back hurts so bad, or oh, I'm so emotional. I just want my family. I just want to hug my mama, my daddy. I just want to, you know, I can't, because some parents would give a leg and a limb to have their child in any capacity still here. So, you know, I just have to, you know, push through it and say, you know, better days. You know, tomorrow is a better day, you know, and yes, that's behind us. Man, I can't dwell on the bad stuff, you know, the bad feelings. And I tell Fresh the same thing. We can't dwell on the bad feelings. You gotta keep pushing, because it'll consume you. You know, it could consume me. I sit out here and I boo-hooed last night to my husband, just like, I miss my family. You know, just FaceTime is fine, but I need to hear my sisters laughing, talking music. I need to see people interacting with Fresh, you know, every day. So it's unimaginable. It's unexplainable. I'm trying to explain it. But it's so, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. And I can't complain about it once again, because some people have, you know, are visiting their children at a gravesite and would just love to be like, I would love to be locked in a cave with my child forever. And she complaining about being far away from her family. So I get it. It's just hard. It's hard, you know. I'm trying to understand it. I'm understanding it. I understand it. It's just hard. Okay, so go on. Somebody. Okay, I need to move on. Next question. Workouts. Who is this? Marlene Williams. My sciatica is gone. Once I started back walking and started back jogging, my workouts make me feel so much better. And I don't feel good if I don't. Listen, nobody said get up and jog like me, but move. Y'all that have sciatica, I promise you, move, stretch. I don't stretch all day, every day like I should, but the sciatica it's not gone completely, but it's 90% better than what it was. I can't imagine you people that's going through that live with the pain like that. That's unreal. It's like a Charlie horse in your bone that you can't, a frog in your leg, or whatever you want to call it. It's excruciating pain. So yeah, I just keep moving. And also, since Fresh been home, I gained like 17 pounds. Yeah, nah, I can't do that. I've come too far. My heaviest was 275. No, I was 185 when I got here from Atlanta. No, we're not doing that. Next question. I said, hi, Linda McNutt. You said that he had a house. No, he does. Remember, Lexi is his roommate. Skinny is his roommate. Kels is his roommate. So those 4 guys are all roommates and have been for about the last year. Well, 2 years. They were all roommates in San Diego. See, Fresh was commuting from LA to San Diego because he was DJing in San Diego. And he was, studios and, his little gigs that he had in California. So he was going back and forth. They got the house in Moreno Valley. Is one, because I've always taught my kids about good credit. So when it came to time, if he needed a place, he was like, well, I have roommates. I want, people to come. Who better to help you pay for a house? You know what I'm saying? It's helping your credit, and you just have responsible people that's in there. So the roommates are still there, and I still just make his portion of the payment, and those 4 guys still just do like they're doing. They come over as much as possible, but they still have lives too, and it's totally understandable. And I love them because at the drop of the dime, if I ask them, hey, what you guys doing? Pull up over here to kick it with Fresh, let's grill. They always come. So. Carol Bradley. No, Carol. She says, is Fresh moving his left side yet? No, he's not. The more I research, it seems like left side neglect is what it's called, left side neglect. When he's eating, he eats the food off the right side of his plate. So to you, this is my left side, but this is actually my right hand. Well, this is my right hand. This is my right hand. This is my left hand. But to you, it looks vice versa. So sometimes you guys may see the camera facing Fresh like this, and you're like, oh, he's moving that left side. No, he's still what they consider paralyzed on the left side. So, and I'm glad you asked that question, because like Tokyo made a great point. There was a video of Fresh on against the car pumping gas. So everybody's like, oh, Fresh is doing so much better. Like he walking. No, it was the way that we posed him. He doesn't have control. He can't sit up on his own for maybe 30 seconds or so. And he has no control over that left side. It's like having a stroke. He really can't see out of that left eye. That's why he doesn't wipe the side of the left face when he smiles. Only this side smiles. You'll see very, very big on this side and nothing on this side. So, no, there's no feeling on the left side. My husband stood him up when he's in the car, because his legs are so long, he's cramped and it's very uncomfortable. That's why we want to get a van also. So when he's sitting there, anytime we stop, we'll get him out of the car and stand him up. And my husband, he just kind of leans against my husband. And my husband was pumping gas, so he leaned Fresh up and had his arm holding him up. And I, did the boomerang. So people saw that and was like, Tokyo was like, when was Fresh pumping gas? I was like, because somebody said that he was walking. I was like, no. She was like, yeah, people would really think. And it's because we move fast. I want him to be as normal and get back to everything. Because he's a fast person. He's not slow. He's not slow. I'm not slow. My husband not slow. We movers and shakers, and always have been. And that's why, and he has been too. So even with, I'm telling Fresh, getting out the hospital, no one gets out of the hospital, bruh, and they're at the buffet, or they're at the steakhouse the next week, and you have a traumatic brain injury, you've been in the hospital that many months. Most people are just, even with COVID, most people are home with that person in the hospital bed, getting their little massages and physical therapy and all that 3 or 4 times a week, going to the doctor. That just wasn't us. Maybe had they did what they were supposed to do, but that was the exercises that we knew how to give our son. We exercised his mental, because this is something horrific to go through, not just for us, but especially for him. Mentally, this is very, it's unexplainable. And for him, it's even more unexplainable. But we were just really trying to get back to what make him feel as much like himself as he could. You know, he likes to go to, it's any day. Hey, man, what you doing? Pull up at Benny Hunter's. When I say, Fresh, I'm coming in town, I'll be doing so-and-so. Okay, well, y'all, we're going to meet my mom for lunch over here. Like, that's really what they do. This California, this LA. This is why the young kids moved here, to live their dreams. So how dare me or any other parent try to squash it? You don't know where your child is going. People ask me, I was asked, do I regret letting Fresh come out here at such a young age? They were 16. No, I don't. Because his story was already written. It was already set for him to go through all of this. It was, God had already prepared us in ways that we don't even see now. So, his story was already written. And the outcome from this, the story that he'll have to tell, is an amazing story. You overcame so much that some people, couldn't shake back from this. Bruh, you shaking back, you out and about, you at the beach, you at the mall, you at the this, you doing everything that I feel like you deserve to be doing. And as long as I can push him to do so, I'm going to push him. I'm going to be right here every step of the way, his biggest cheerleader, his biggest supporter, before this, through this, and after this. That's what parents should do. And if you're doing anything less than that, I don't know. So, but next question. Lexi about to pull up. She said she was 12 minutes away. No. Okay, sorry. Mandy Goodry. Sorry not to be rude. What happened to him and what made him ill? So, September 16th, 2020, Mandy, Fresh and two of his roommates were out dirt biking, heading to a trail, and he was hit by a car at about 70 miles an hour. He had life-threatening injuries, traumatic brain injury. His lungs would collapse, it seems like every week. He had 6 chest tubes. He was on 24-hour dialysis. He had lost down to 88 pounds. He was in a coma for 2 months. He was on the ventilator. He was on life support. He coded twice. It was pretty bad. A lot of internal damage. But through that, all of that, prayer and all my supporters here, all you guys, we made it through. Thanks to you guys. Without social media, I'm not going to say I wouldn't have made it. It would have been about 70% harder than what it was. You guys really supported me. And even going through all this with my page being hacked, and still trying to come back from that with all of my pictures on my profile page that they took of everything that I've had, all the videos of Fresh growing up. It's stuff that I'm like, I don't have to keep this phone because it's on social media. Back up your phones, guys. Get this information off of social media, because at any time you could lose this and there's nothing you can do to get it back because it's a free site. Next question. Teresa Catrone, don't give up. Yeah, I'm not going to give up on SSI. But my goal is, I ain't even fighting for that, because my goal is to have him, walk and do this so fast that, he don't even need that. I know, and some people saying this is, life-altering and he deserves it. Absolutely he does. Absolutely he does. And I'm not going to give up on him. But I'm trying to have, the goal is residual income. SSI can't be residual income. SSI can't take care of him forever. He's accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and he needs to remember that. He needs to remember, in order to continue the lifestyle that you have to work hard. You have to work often. And you have to play hard because you deserve it. But you have to, you have to hustle. Like, no one owes you anything. And that's what I tell him every day. You don't have to have visitors. No one owes you coming to see you, son. We're here. I understand you want them, and I understand you feel like you would do that. But if someone else was in that situation, you probably wouldn't go and visit them every day. You would visit that person sometime. But you're a different type of person. Though everyone wasn't raised the way that you were raised. So, charge it to their head, not their heart. And remember, no one owes you anything. That's it. Nobody owes you. Nobody. Except for us, your parents. So, next question. Melissa or not, I have a brain tumor and the brain cyst. I did have brain surgery. Okay. Deborah Young, no, I answered that question. It's not possible right now, Deborah, for him to travel back home. Bridget Smith Freeman, thank you. I love you too. Wilhelmina Huff. She says, it's all right to cry sometimes. It's good for the soul. Better out than holding in. You're right. It is. It is. But like I said, I'll do that and then realize how grateful I am for what we have. Just how blessed we are. And you have to count your blessings, and you have to know them when you see them. Oh, and let me say this real quick. Let me go back to where I'm from. Missy, that's in my inbox, asking me to tell you to make it make sense. So I don't even have to say your name, because my family, Facebook family, will eat you a new tailhole, girl. She told me, you just bought your daughter a brand new car, but somebody is taking donations for a wheelchair lift to get him upstairs. Make it make sense. Let me make it make sense. First of all, not that I owe you an explanation, but for you to take your ignorance just to educate yourself a little bit. You never know how people get blessings. You don't know if I went and signed for that car for $0. You don't know if I have a car note that's so high, I don't know how I'm going to pay it. You don't know what I do for my kids. You don't know me. You don't know if it was a gift and somebody said, just don't say it's from me. You don't know. It's not your business. How about that? It's not your business. Now, if you were donating or contributing, then maybe. But no, it's not your business. And understand this. Whether you're affected directly, everyone in my family is affected by this. You have to realize, at 15, as close as she is to her brother, how close as she and Fresh are, how traumatic and traumatizing that was for her. Still, and try to get through school with COVID and being she's very smart. And she's very, she cares about her grades a lot. So she was trying to deal with school and trying to deal with this and trying to deal with your parents not being home and trying to deal with flying back and forth. Bye. You don't know. But I'm not going to even address that anymore. Okay, next question and last question. I'm going to go all the way down. Thank you, Cynthia Garrett. She said, you still have to live a normal, somewhat normal life. You're right, and I try to. We're so, no negatives. You know what I'm saying? And I tell Fresh, he's like, I just, and so walking. I'm like, no pity parties, bro. I'm not about to come in here and sit and have a pity party with you. Let me show you somebody who has no legs. Let me show you someone that has no arms. Let me show you someone that's paralyzed from the neck down from an accident just like this, or accident not as bad as this. No pity parties. Your goal in this is to get better so you can help others. You show people how tough it is and how tough you are. No pity parties. We can't. We don't have time. It's consuming. It's heartbreaking. And it can be detrimental to your growth. That comes with anything. Anything you guys have going on. No pity parties. Do something. Fix it. Write down how you can fix it. Think about how to fix it. But talking to somebody else that's going to help you have a pity party, shame on both of y'all. It ain't happening. It can't happen. There ain't no time for that. But on that note, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. They're waiting on me. Catch our YouTube live. I'm going to go live. We're going to go live once we get to the beach today. And you never know who's going to pull up on us. So, all right. I love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye for now.